started.
Capipi from Brazil. Well, let's try c4. 6. Let's go g3. And he brings the d-pawn forward right away. Well, I think I should take. If he comes back with the queen, I'll block with the knight. If he takes with the pawn, either way, I'm trading a c-pawn for a center pawn, so it ought to be something. And now my knight can go to f3 without getting harassed by any e-pawn, since he took with a pawn. He will have a majority of pawns on the queen side. I wonder if I should play d4 here and then go for a minority attack. That might be interesting. That gives up the e4 square. If I play d4, he could hop his knight into e4. Well, I could play, staying in the English style, I could play with d3 and castle, and that opens up this line for my bishop, and my knight can come out to c3. If it pushes forward, the knight can go to e4. Right? You know, it's not looking that great, because he gets traded off there, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and castle now and think about that later, how the queenside pieces should go. Maybe I should really go, well, especially since he played bishop there, maybe I should really put my knight on d2 and push the queenside pawns forward and maybe the bishop on b2. And that would be consistent with a minority attack here. Say play a3, b4, bishop b2, rook maybe over to c1. And we'll see how black continues. Black has what looks like a very normal setup to me. So I don't think he's done anything wrong. I have to watch out that he doesn't get on this diagonal before I do. So, but bishop here, I just take it. So I get my bishop to b2 first, and then I get my rook to c1, and then I can think about just pushing those pawns.
Connection closed.
Oh, what happened? Oh, my network went out. Oh, that's too bad.
Game started.
Okay, wow, that was lucky. I got that back. Anyway, he went knight e5. Okay, let's get my bishop here. And hopefully the network will stay connected the rest of the way. We'll see. Okay, so he's defending that. I can take. He takes with the bishop. I take. He takes with the rook. I play my knight here, and he moves the rook. And he has this pressure on e2 there, which is slightly annoying. Let's leave things as they are for a bit and just go with the rook to c1. See what his next move is.
Check.
Takes immediately. So now my knight is kind of pinned there. He takes again. Well, I was very hastily decided. And now he's going to take the bishop. So he's going to really simplify this position, leaving me with a bishop versus a knight. But this is not a bad bishop, so I'm not sure why black decided to go that route. So if I play c or b5 here, he can't push the c pawn. He can take. Or do I want to prepare it? Maybe let's bring the queen out. Connect my rooks and prepare b4 or perhaps b5 or perhaps a4, b5. This exchange that brought my bishop to f3. The bishop is defending the e2 pawn. So he gave up, the potential pressure he had on that diagonal. Yeah, so he stops the immediate b5, but I can play a4 and then b5. And it's well poised on this diagonal. It looks like, it's an opportune moment for me to be trying to create these weaknesses on the queen side with this minority attack. And his knight, where can his knight go? Not anywhere right now. Okay, so he can do that. That leaves him with a weakened c-pawn. In fact, not only is it weakened, it's hanging. So I can take, it's typical. Let's see, there's no tactic there. I can defend it. It's typical of the minority attack that this c-pawn is weakened, and that's what you're going for. But, well, that's just giving it up. So the rook on the c-file was doing something after all. Okay. Yeah, so he challenges the rook. I was just wondering where the rook should go from there. If the rook goes to c5, he has knight to d2 just to chase it away, although then this pawn is hanging. Rook c5, knight d2, rook takes, right, knight d7. So, and I have 3 pieces on that, so bishop takes, knight takes, rook takes. I am threatening to win that pawn. He can also just take here on a4. That hits my queen, so I have to respond to that. And that buys him some time to deal with the e-pawn situation, d-pawn situation. Also, yeah, my e-pawn is hanging at the end if I'm not careful. So now I can play knight d7, right? I can't take here. Maybe I could have taken. Okay, so I can trade queens and then take. It's interesting. There's bishop takes, which is a fork, but my knight is hanging, so my rook is hanging, so that doesn't gain material, right? Well, it gains a pawn. Bishop takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and then he saves his knight. So just rook takes, keeps the material on, and keeps my rook active, and gains a pawn.
Black resigns.
Okay, well, another
challenge.
Another short game. Not right now. Another short game, but I will upload this and do a postmortem, and see you guys later. Bye.